We're in West End, overlooking the Brisbane River. Very exciting project here. We've got a sunroof to construct. This is an Adaptit first. Not many of these been installed in Queensland. In fact, this is the first ever one built on an angle at 22 degrees. So Adaptit Group with Stratco have come up with this design specifically for this job. What we're going to be trying to do is match the angle of the existing house roof with a sunroof. So you can see we've got a beam and a gutter already prepped, and that's going to bolt on to some hockey stick brackets we installed yesterday. And what these little holes are, the square holes, there's a series of blades, which are one for every hole. And what they do, they actually allow for the blades or sheets, whatever you'd like to call them, to actually swivel and let sunlight in, or they can swivel back the other way and make it a watertight area. So it might sound a little confusing at the moment, but I'm sure once we get a few bits and pieces put together and you see it go together, it's going to make perfect sense. But looking forward to constructing this one. It's going to come up really nice, and there'll be some interesting features to show you later on, so stay tuned for some more. On the top here, near our rafter brackets or hockey stick brackets, and I'll just sort of show you the profile of how it gets installed together. You can see our aluminium extrusion with the square holes, and what this is here is a box gutter. So it's actually an internal gutter. As you can see here, we're on this is the inside area of where the patio is going. So that's an internal box gutter, and as we wander on this way, the box gutter is going to go on the inside of a side beam. You can see where we've marked a line along the rake of the tile there. So there's going to be another side beam, and the box gutter is going to go around, and there's going to be another one along the front beam. So there's 4 beams for 4 sides. And you can see how we attach all the bracketry together. We've got 2 bolts going through there, and another 2 bolting to get our 22 degree angle. That's just a bracket which adjusts to give you the right angle, and then they bolt through our box gutter, our beam, and our extrusion, and you can see it coming through the front there. So coming together nicely, and we'll get this on and get a few other beams in, and we'll keep you up to date. Indeed. I thought we'd just give you a bit of a progress shot. This will help you make more sense of what we're doing here. So you can see how the box gutter, we've got a special bracket for the box gutter, you can see there, and we've got to pop rivet that up and silicone that so it's nice and watertight yet. And you can see how there is a side beam. Don't know how I'm going to go under here, but you can see the side beam join that we normally do, and then the box gutter's attached to that with a series of screws along there, and then there's another box gutter matching the extrusion on there. So it's basically all 4 sides have got box gutter along the inside, and then you can see the square holes there a fair bit higher than the box gutter. That's to allow the blades to swivel. So when they swivel, obviously they're quite wide, so that lets them get above the box gutter. But yeah, we can show you the other side at the same time. We're just going to go around and pop rivet them nice and seal them up all good. Then we've just got to adjust it for height and get it square, and then we'll be installing some of the blades. Preparing a few of the blades. I thought I'd give you a close-up on how the profile all looks and how it works together. You can see how there's a left and a right hand side. One is obviously pointing up and one is pointing down, and the down obviously overlaps that to make it watertight. And you notice these 2 holes are for the link rods, which are the pivot points which actually spin the blades from horizontal to vertical. Then you'll see the pin here that actually slips in with a spring on it into our extrusion, which is already up there where the black caps are. You see we've already installed one. There's a spring in that end there, which pops into that black cap, and there's the same system down here, which you probably can't see because of the box gutter, but that's got a spacer at that end. Then it's just a matter of repeating the process, and once they're all installed, we'll have the link rod, and that gets attached to a mechanism which we've already installed with an arm. You can see the cable for it just running out the end of our beam at the moment, but we have a mechanism up in here with this arm here, so it attaches and creates the motion for the roof opening and closing. Once we get it all tied in together, it might make a bit more sense, but you can see we've just got the wire running through the beam, and that's our motor down there, so that's going to get all hooked up together. But for the time being, we've got to install the rest of the blades, so we'll crack onto that and update you as we go. Installed all our blades. You can see the spring in there, and the spacer up the other end. And at the moment they look a bit all over the show because we haven't got the link arm in yet, but that's the next port of call. The link arm will go into those little holes on each of them, and it'll keep each one of them looking the same as it moves. Coming together quite good now. We've got all our link rod, as you can see where the black claps are, going into our holes in our blades, and now it's all temporarily hooked up to the mechanism. We've got our trusty remote, and if we hit open, you can see how the roof opens up to let the light through. So you can see now, because of the rods holding each one together, they all move in unison. And obviously we've got a couple of flashings to install at a later date to make it completely watertight when the roof's closed, but it's coming up a treat. And also featuring a rain sensor, which is Benny's holding in his hand. We're going to put that on in a second, but just to give you a quick demonstration, as soon as he puts it under the water, automatically closes up, which is a very interesting item, which is quite practical if you're not home and you've got something underneath out here and it starts raining, although it's automatically going to shut for you. So a quality feature there. I'll give you one more episode once we've tied it up, but yeah, it's coming on. We've tied it up, as you can see, looking marvellous. At the moment we've got the roof in the closed position. You can see a little bit of light coming through behind the beam and the gutter there. We're actually going to put a flashing on that in a couple of days time, but we'll come back and do that. But just show you the operating of the system. You see those sheets there, believe it or not, are insulated, so it does give you a bit of protection from the sun and makes it nice and cool under here. But on a winter's day like today, you may want to just flick a switch and let the sunlight through. You can see how bright this area is here. When it's fully closed, it's quite dark, but yeah, letting the natural light in is brightening up this area immensely, but also giving you protection from the weather if you need it. Quite a marvellous system, that. And yeah, feel free to give us a call if you're interested in putting one in at your place. Definitely adding value to this house and making it a multi-use area in the sun or the shade. So yeah, give us a call, and hope to see you soon. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.